Hello, Scorpio. We're going to go ahead and take it slow. Let's start off with some deep breaths. I'm going to shuffle some cards here and start you guys off with an affirmation. Scorpio, how are you guys doing? What has been the energy for our Scorpios? I'm getting, keep it to yourself. There are a lot of things going on that may feel like you cannot trust at this time. I am very sensitive to light right now, so I had to wear these glasses, and I also wanted to make it fun, so I hope it's fun. Trusting in yourself and trusting less in people at this time. I feel that there may be a lot of confusion right now. And so it's harder for us to trust other people. It's harder for us to speak up about our truth to other people because we just don't know if they will understand. And that's, I suppose, something that we have to be discerning about on our own. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. It is an act of faith, not reason, Scorpio. You're really having to trust your intuition, your gut right now. Follow your gut. Follow your first instinct here. Whatever people may be saying about you, whatever people may be talking about, really has nothing to do with you, but just really having to trust what you are feeling and going with that. There are just some things to keep to yourself rather than speaking up. 222 on the timestamp. Because we never know the reaction, right? There may be a lot of tension in the air that is causing people's minds to be a bit more cluttered than usual, if that makes sense. So you're really having to just follow your first instinct, your gut, because you're also really having to stay away from drama, okay? I'm getting this could be heavy for our Scorpio moons. Our minds could be a little bit more cluttered than usual, so staying to yourself and keeping things to yourself is best in this season. And it can also be just the season that's making our minds go a little crazier than usual. The Six of Cups. This is ringing true for some of you. I'm getting like, while the rest of you, 333 on the timestamp, is doing the best that you can to create more stability within yourself, to create more of a happy space, okay? As you do this, as you gain so much trust in yourself, you feel like there are people on the outside that you just cannot speak to or be around. Highly, highly intuitive, Scorpio. And perhaps you having to follow your intuition is also really saving you. Because I'm getting, if you feel like you are not aligned with yourself, and that is something that you're also being very careful with, that is what you must do. So let's say that you are still gaining a lot of trust within yourself. You are still gaining a lot of self-knowledge is what I'm picking up. Then the thing that you must do is to keep it to yourself, because you also don't want to say anything that you know you're going to regret. I have the Ace of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. I think this is you in your center, just being very discerning with you. And I'm also getting, like, before I went into this reading, Scorpio, it has really nothing to do with anybody. It has everything to do with you. Because you also are seeing your faults. You are also seeing your guilt, your shame. You are also seeing the things that you have done to other people. And you are also having to reflect on that in this season. So there may be a lot of confusion when it comes to that. And perhaps maybe the reason why you are not able to really trust in anyone right now is because there is something about you that you know needs fixing. Take this as it resonates. So that it is also very important to follow your gut, because that's the only thing that's going to save you. Let me tell you guys, I got into this argument with somebody and just caught me at a bad time. Everything inside of me just started building up, and there was this fire, right, that just started building up inside of me, and it was like a word vomit, like lava ready to erupt, okay? And this is what I mean by going in and really having to find that stability within yourself. I'm getting like this is rooted in sadness, like deep emotional sadness, deep emotional wounds, some things from the past that may be coming up that you're also really having to understand. And this isn't just something that this is like deeply understanding, deep sympathy for yourself, deep gratitude for yourself, initiating that within yourself, because no one is going to give that to you. This gratitude that you may be giving to yourself in this season that is growing inside of you. That is something that you cannot find in other people. And so when you feel like you're being attacked and you feel like others don't understand you or they're not willing to understand you, you are going to erupt. Because all you do, Scorpio, is try to understand others. But then when it's your turn to be understood, you feel like others don't. And sometimes you feel like people purposely don't try to understand you. Does that make sense? Take this as it resonates. And so when you get somebody to come to you, shake you up, just like how this camera just shook up right now. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So when people come to you and they shake something inside of you, there goes that lava erupting, exploding. It's harder to keep yourself steady. And although all you do is try to keep yourself as calm as possible, but for some reason it's like there is this energy that you bring about to yourself that for some find threatening. But you mean well, Scorpio, you mean well. It's this energy that you bring about to yourself that can be very threatening to some people. Perhaps it's your light that threatens other people. But you don't mean to be harmful and you don't mean to be malice. Although it comes out like that, take this as it resonates. And so when people come to you, right, and they want your advice, they want your love, your comfort, you give them that. No questions asked, right? Sometimes it is just something that you give because it's who you are, right? I am, therefore, here it is. But for some reason, when a Scorpio needs someone's help, when a Scorpio needs to be provided for, it almost seems like you get so much of this gaslighting. You get so much of people trying to purposely insult you or manipulate you, try to control you. It's weird. I have the 8 of Wands. Some things just like I'm getting, they come at you in such a way and you don't understand why. And it could be because it's the energy that you bring to yourself. It's just the energy that you hold. I'm getting you have so much honor and dignity within yourself. Remember a time when you were a child, so pure, so innocent, so soft, right? And over time, as you get older, that part of you dims slowly, by and by. And it dims because we live in such a cruel world, filled with narcissism and lies and deceit and unwholesome. And that's probably something that you are very triggered by. And it's also something that you are also very cautious about because you know yourself to be very soft. So you may be finding yourself in this season, Scorpio, where you're feeling softer in mind, soft with your touch, soft with your hands, soft with your words. And as you become softer, you also become very strong and can come off sometimes very cold on the outside. It's your way of protection. It's your way of having to hold your ground because you already know what's coming at you. It's not funny, but like, I'm getting it's inevitable. It just is something that just comes to you unexpectedly, expectedly, and you just know what is to come. Drama, whether this is drama, whether this is a family member coming at you for no reason, saying all kinds of things to you that is sharp and malice and weird, and you're just questioning yourself like, why do I need this from you? And also, why do I need to hold on to that? I don't need to hold on to that if I don't want to. And perhaps for some of you Scorpions, you are one trying to just like back up. Like I'm getting this image of like backing up and knowing where you stand. There was a lot of manipulation and control that had happened to you when you were a kid. Okay, that now as an adult, you become more aware, and you have become more aware, and probably even psychic too. You have like psychic abilities, right? Where you just see certain things and are aware of certain people's behaviors and intentions. Like you become very aware of other people's intentions because of it. When you have experienced so much manipulation in your childhood, you take that with you as an adult, and then you become so aware of other people's intentions. It's crazy. And it is like you have this psychic ability to just, you can tell when others feel a certain way when they look at you or even when they're around you. It's a very strong energy that you hold and you stick by. You keep yourself grounded in. Take this as it resonates. For our male masculine, we become very aggressive because the pain that you have endured the pain that you have endured, it becomes your weapon. And perhaps, like I said, in the world that we live in, we need to have a strong hold within ourselves. And for our Scorpions, we are very soft in nature. Look, I have the King of Cups here and the Temperance. This is your protection. The way that you are, your demeanor, how you handle yourself, how you carry yourself. This is your way of having to have a strong hold within yourself to come back to fall back to when you feel like other people's intentions towards you is not pure. You got to hold on to something and you got to be strong in it, because there's no other way to help you. And there no one out there that can help you with it, if that makes sense. So in having to have a clear lens, and having to have clear lens, you have to protect yourself. In a world filled with narcissism, lies, deceit, and unwholesome. Do you know what I mean? It's not an easy, I'm hearing it's not easy to get by when you always have to protect yourself, when you always have to watch out for other people's intentions towards you. It becomes obsessive. It becomes like a thing, like a habit where you always have to like guard up, like you always have this wall up because you are to be a very soft person. And I'm getting a lot in this season. A lot of us are really just having to keep it to ourselves, and that's probably best, because there's really nothing anyone can do with what we are feeling. The emotions that are coming up for us, there's really nothing anyone can do for us, right? It is inevitable. I just keep getting that. I don't know where that's coming from, but take that as it resonates, and it's inevitable. The very thing that we can do for people is the very thing that we can do for ourselves. What you can do for others, this is what I'm getting here, and I don't want to say this and interpret it in the wrong way, but you can't, what you can do for yourself is exactly what you can do for other people. So let's say when a friend or a family member comes to you and they ask for advice and they ask for your comfort and your love, the very thing that you can give to them is everything that you've been working on, right? So if you have been working on yourself and you're working on your inner, and you've been building up so much of this love, you've been building up so much of this self-trust within yourself, you are also pouring that out to this person who's asking for that. But let's say you haven't been working on your inner and you're having trouble finding that within yourself. When somebody comes to you, what exactly are you pouring to them? Does that make sense? The very thing that you are working on yourself is the thing that you are also pouring to other people. With that cup, those two cups working together in unison. What I pour to myself is what I pour to you, what I pour into you, right? It's equal. It's an equal give and take. You come to me with love, I give you love. I come to you with love, you give me love. But what happens when the other person doesn't have love the way that you have love? What happens if this person comes around again and you don't have any love to give. That's something that you may be trying to understand in this season, Scorpio. And that's what I mean by having to follow your first instinct. Because you may not have a lot to give. And you also don't want to be that person to your friend or to your family member who can't give. That's a disappointment to you. And you don't want to disappoint anyone. Because then you beat yourself up when you do. Like when you feel like you're not giving to anyone and you feel like you can't give to anyone, it's very disappointing to you. Your mind starts to like rattle. And it shakes you up inside, and there's just something inside that you feel like, oh, I'm just failing at this. There's just nothing that I can do for you. Exactly. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Failure. There's really nothing that I can do for you right now because I'm working on myself as well. That is also a confirmation to myself. Sometimes we feel like we have enough within ourselves when we don't. And we don't find that out until somebody comes to us and asks for something, and then we ask ourselves, oh my gosh, do I actually really have it together? You know? Do I actually really have it all together? And you don't know that until somebody comes to you, or you get triggered, right? Or an opportunity faces you, or the world comes and challenges you, and then you start to think to yourself, I actually really don't have it all together. I don't. Not everybody has it all together all the time. And so when a friend comes to you, and a family member comes to you, and you feel like you can't give, that's okay. And I think that's where kindness and compassion comes in, because sometimes we don't have it all together. But it does not mean don't be kind. It does not mean don't be compassionate. It does not mean don't be understanding of other people, is what I'm getting. We can still be lighthearted. We can still be pushing through with pure intentions, you know? We don't have to lie and be deceitful just because we don't know. We don't have to find ourselves in pettying ourselves if we don't know. We don't have to shame ourselves if we don't know. We can ask ourselves, what can I do to better myself? And then move forward with patience. But patience with yourself. Like it all starts with us, right? Things that come at us, people who come at us a certain way, we may not understand why, but it is also something they're probably also lacking within themselves. I'm getting Scorpios could be very stingy with their words. When we feel like somebody comes at us a certain way with such sharp malice. I just keep getting the word malice, and I don't really want to keep saying that, but that's coming up. When others come at us a certain way, and it's like very sharp, like kind of insulting, you can't help but to use your words, and it comes out very sharp too. And perhaps you come back to them, you come back to them 20 more times worse. And your words become very sharp. Your words become very, not just sharp, but clear. And when it comes out clear and sharp, it doesn't make people feel good. it does not make people feel good. No. You know yourself to be a pure person, but when somebody comes at you a certain way, a Scorpio will try and get you back 20 more times worse. You know? It's inevitable. It just comes out literally like lava. It comes out just spewing out. You don't even know it's coming out, but you feel the fire inside. You come at me this way, I come at you the same way, but worse. And then this is where you come back guarding, Two of Swords, bottom of the deck. Oh, man. And it's harder, I feel like, in this season because you are softer in mind, because you are feeling a lot more soft. Like you're giving yourself the time and the space to be more soft. And for some reason, Scorpio, I don't know if you notice this, that the more that you become soft, the harder it is to deal with people. I think that is for all of us collectively. You become more vulnerable, it's harder to deal with people. When we become more real and honest with ourselves, it's harder to deal with people. Because like I said, we live in a place where there is a lot of narcissism, deceit, lies, unwholesome. And this is where we come in, taking accountability for what we feel, taking accountability for our emotions. Like we could be doing so much meditation. We could be practicing so much meditation. Like you can be doing yoga every day. You can be taking meditation classes. But there is also a wild beast within all of us. And it will come out when it does, when it's time to, and when people give you a reason to. We are not all sunshine and butterflies and rainbows all the time. And so when somebody comes at you a certain way, the butterflies and the rainbows and the sunshine, it all goes away. And then you see a different side of you that not everyone is going to appreciate. You know? You are the sweetest, purest baby, Scorpio. You are. And this is so hard for people to believe. I'm laughing because I am a Scorpio moon. And I know myself to be real and true, right? But hey, not a lot of people are going to believe that. And you don't have to give them a reason to. You don't. You don't even have to explain yourself, Scorpio. You ever have anybody text you and they give you a whole explanation? I don't need that. And you don't also need to give people explanation. When you over-explain yourself, there's just some things to question. You don't always have to over-explain yourself, right? When you find yourself to over-explain, it should not be hard to love you. It shouldn't be that hard for somebody to love you. But for Scorpio, it's so easy to love everyone. I guess that's where you become kind of cold. Like on the exterior, you become like a wall, a rock. I don't know. Define it however you want to define it in your life, but you become like it, exactly what this lady is doing in this card. Come at me. There's really nothing that you can do that I haven't already done for myself. And as you become softer in this season, as you allow yourself to be more in trust, Scorpio, having more faith, okay? This has nothing to do with reason. It has everything to do with just having more faith within yourself. I'm getting, we have to understand that people will act the way they do, but it has nothing to do with you. If that gives you any comfort at all, I hope it does. And if you guys are resonating with these messages, please like, share, or comment. I would love to hear your story. Scorpio, I am sending you guys so much good vibes, so much love, so much support, some things to just keep to yourself in this season. Building that self-trust and building and gaining more self-love is what we need to focus on moving forward until the end of the month. What else? Mercury retrograde will be starting December 13th, so some things to just prepare for before then. You guys can also find me on YouTube and TikTok. I have all the information down in the description box below. Thank you for this reading. I will see you guys in the next. Take care, Scorpio. Mwah. Bye.